Hello YouTube, this is my new video, just doing something a bit different. After doing the two videos on the Pokemon, I just thought, well, I'll leave that for a while. I will come back to that, so don't worry if you want to see more Pokemon videos, you will see them soon. Just thought I'd do something a little bit different, still sticking with the anime, and I'm going to talk about the characters that are in the first 3 seasons of Sailor Moon. It's another anime that I used to watch as a kid, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. So we'll just quickly discuss the main characters, and please hope that you like it, and please subscribe. Okay, let's get started. First off, you've got Molly and Melvin. Now, these are two characters that are quite influential in the first couple of seasons. Molly is Serena, who is the main character, that's Sailor Moon. You did not know that. Molly is her best friend, and you know, she's always around Sailor Moon. They're always together at school. Obviously, Molly has no idea in the first 3 seasons that Serena is Sailor Moon. Like I said, Serena and Molly hang around together at school. When Molly gets in trouble, you know, or is not feeling brilliant or whatever, then Serena is there. Exactly the same. If Serena's feeling a bit down and depressed, then Molly's always there. Okay, Melvin, on the other hand, he is known as the school geek, and he absolutely, the first season, he absolutely is adored with Serena, really likes her a lot, but obviously Serena's not interested in him. He's too geeky for her, she's not interested. Through the first season, Molly goes through a really bad patch over one of the bad guy characters that she actually falls in love with. And after that character is defeated and destroyed, I won't give any spoilers away, so I won't tell you how that happened. But Melvin apparently he saves her from another bad guy in like about, I think it's about third way through the series, and them to actually start dating coming up at the end of like the second season. So it was really funny to watch that unfold. Okay, next we have the two cats that are in the film, Luna and Artemis. Luna you meet in the very first episode when she comes across Serena after Serena saves her from some boys that are like trying to pick on Luna in a sort of weird way, and Luna goes to Serena's house after watching Serena all day, reveals that Serena is supposed to be it's supposed to be Sailor Moon, the princess of the moon, and their adventure starts from there. Serena obviously doesn't believe that at first, but Luna convinces her to become Sailor Moon, who she's meant to be. Artemis doesn't really appear until like late on in the first series, where we first get to see one of the other Sailor Scouts, Sailor Venus, her first appearance. They appear to save the Sailor Scouts, who are in a lot of trouble at the time. Like I said, there's going to be no spoilers here, so I'm not going to like spoil like the complete surprise. But Artemis is basically Sailor Venus's like trainer, I would say, or lookout, or I'm not sure how you would describe the cats' relationships with their, like, you know, with the people that they're supposed to look after. But so when Sailor Venus joins the Sailor Scouts, obviously Artemis and Luna knew each other from when they were in the Moon Kingdom, they're back. So they basically was just a reuniting, and we'll see how that. And like I said, they seem to be good friends, and not sure if their relationship revolves around anything else. But yeah. Okay, first of the Sailor Scouts, or part of Sailor Scout, I guess, would be Sailor Mini Moon, or as she's known in the first season, you see her, Renee. In the first season, like I said, she doesn't have any Sailor powers. She can't transform. She's actually come from the future to find the Silver Imperium Crystal, which she lost, and she believes that it's gone into the past, so she's come back to the past to find it. She is Serena's daughter, so that makes it very, very interesting with them to interact, because obviously at this point when you first see her, Serena does not realise that she is her daughter. So it's very, very, how do I put it? Chemical, I think, is probably a good way to put it. It always it looks like, but then to get talking, especially at the start, they're always arguing and fighting. So yeah, that's very interesting and very funny to start with. But as it's revealed that Rini is Serena's daughter, then obviously they form a different relationship. Okay, I'm gonna start doing this in backwards order. So basically, the ones that showed up last to the ones that showed up first. So first, we start off with Sailor Venus. She is the last Sailor Scout to join the team, which is at the end of season 1, I believe. She appears, saves the Sailor Scouts while they're in a bit of a pickle, so to speak. She is basically the beauty queen, I think would be the best way to put it, of the group, with her long blonde hair. She always tries to keep herself very pretty. She always has a red ribbon in her hair, and yeah, she's got a bit of everything. She can fight. She can think as well. She's very brainy in her own way. But I think probably one of the biggest attributes she has a big heart. I mean, all Sailor Scouts have big hearts, but she has a particular one, and it shows in one of the particular episodes in season 2, where she helps these school kids, this particular schoolgirl and the school kid. You just see it in her eyes, the power that she has, the fire and the heart that she has for these kids. And I think it's really nice to see that. Okay, Sailor Jupiter, also known as Lita. You first meet her when she saves Serena from 3 guys who Serena accidentally runs into on her dash to school. Don't want to spoil it for you, so I'll just leave that. Hopefully you will see that as you'll watch that for that episode. And Serena sees her at school, doesn't realise at the time that she's actually at that school until Serena sees her at the school, obviously. And yeah, so Serena goes down and tries to friend Lita. Lita is very reactionary, which can cause issues sometimes. She's more of a person who reacts to a situation instead of thinking about it and going, oh, okay, maybe it should be better for me to do it that way. She reacts, sometimes aggressively. She got kicked out of her last school. She also loves cooking, and is very good at it. She always has plenty of food with her when she's at school, which she shares obviously with the other scouts, and but more than likely with Serena, because Serena tends to forget hers. Okay, Sailor Mars, also known as Ray. She has her fire powers, which she calls from Mars. She's very, very spiritual, and living at a temple. I'm assuming that probably is why she's quite spiritual in the way that she does things. She's always asking for help with finding out what's causing like bad vibes, bad energy around around like the temple, around, let's say, the scouts. If there's any issues, her and Serena have a bit of a not sure, a rocky relationship, probably the best way to describe it. She yeah, her and Serena don't really seem to get on that well to begin with. Obviously, they have respect and love for each other, but they don't show it. Ray is quite bratty when it comes to Serena. Ray just feels that Serena is too childish, I think, is probably what it is, and because obviously Ray comes across as a little bit more grown up, and some of the stuff that she just kicks off at Serena quite badly sometimes because of the way Serena sometimes acts. So Sailor Mercury, the first Sailor Scout that joins up with Sailor Moon. Sailor Mercury is the brains of the outfit. She is a geek girl, heavily into computers, always at school, always revising for tests, always well ahead of her homework. She is the epitome of geek. She first comes to Serena's school as a dropout, or a transfer. Sorry, not a dropout, a transfer from another school, which is known to be quite, is a geeky school basically. She gets transferred, and Serena doesn't really know what to make of her at first, and Luna actually tells Serena that she thinks that Amy is a bad guy. And then during a time where Amy's actually in trouble, and so is Serena as Sailor Moon, they actually find out that actually she's supposed to be Sailor Mercury. So Luna gives her, the stick pen, or whatever you want to class it as, the transforming thing to make her transform into Sailor Mercury. The next character, as you can see, is actually a guy. It's not actually. I bet you everyone thought I was going to speak about Sailor Moon now. Nope. There's one more character I'd want to bring up first, and that is Tuxedo Mask, or as he is in human form, Darien. Now, he is basically a prince from Earth who tried to help Serena's mom save the Moon Kingdom. But when Serena's mom when the Moon Kingdom was destroyed and she sent them to Earth, she basically sent Darien there as well. Darien has no recollection of the past. None of the Sailor Scouts do either. He at first, Serena doesn't really like him. Serena thinks he's kind of cute, but apart from that, doesn't really like him, as in Darien. But in the first episode where Tuxedo Mask saves Sailor Moon and Serena from the bad guy she's fighting, the evil she's fighting, she's like, all starry-eyed and misty-eyed, really, thinking, oh god, that guy is brilliant, gorgeous, God, sort of that sort of way. But like I said, as they go through, takes a while, but after a while it all comes out that Serena and who's Serena, well, Serena is Sailor Moon, and that Darien is Tuxedo Mask, and then they sort of get together as an item, which is what they were meant to do in the past, when they lived on the Moon Kingdom together. Serena, Sailor Moon, one you've all been waiting to hear about. To start with, she's not your typical hero. She is doesn't do well at school. She doesn't like school. She's not very brainy either, and she's just not what you would class as a superhero of any description, but I suppose that what makes her so relatable, especially to girls, the fact that she is a bit. She's not exactly a superhero, or she doesn't act it anyway. Anyway, like I said, she doesn't test well. She doesn't like school that much. She basically just likes what any other teenage girl likes at that age. Boys, shopping, and just relaxing and chilling out. Not not going out and doing well at school and what have you. But when she when she meets Luna, and Luna reveals to her that she is Sailor Moon, she's like, she doesn't want it at first. She's absolutely scared of it, but her heart is there. And when her friends are in trouble, she's always there. Her heart is her main strength. The fact that she's just got such a big heart, I think that's what sort of separates her from the others. I mean, like I said earlier, Venus has got a big heart, but Serena's heart is probably the biggest ever. She goes through a lot of issues, from helping her friends recover, saving her friends, putting up with, falling in love with, finding out about Tuxedo Mask and Darien, and she has to put up with a lot. And she is the main character, so you get to see everything from her perspective more than anybody else's. So that makes it a little bit. So you basically like travel through her, and so you see everybody through her eyes more than anything else. So that makes the story sort of more relatable because you can get into it. Well, thank you for watching my video on the Sailor Moon characters. Hopefully this has given you a little bit of information about them. If you are interested in Sailor Moon, please like the video and comment on it. If you would like me to do more Sailor Moon videos, so if you want me to do a particular character in Sailor Moon that I've mentioned, you want me to go a bit more in depth, tell you a bit more about them, then please leave a comment, and I will hopefully get to do that as soon as I can. So like I said, thank you for watching, and please subscribe.